On behalf of the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas, Division of Domestic Relations and Juvenile Branch, the appointed counsel department proudly presents a video series on completing Form OPD-1026R, motion, entry, and certification for appointed counsel fees. This video will specifically address when and how to bill a delinquency case. When representing a juvenile on this case type, it is essential to understand when and how caps are applied to ensure the maximum amount of fees are received. Delinquency cases are billable upon final disposition. This may occur at an adjudicatory hearing, a continued dispositional hearing, or a review hearing. In our first example, Mr. Doe has a preliminary hearing. The case is then set for adjudication. At the adjudicatory hearing, the charges against Mr. Doe are dismissed and no further court dates are set. Therefore, final disposition occurred at the adjudicatory hearing. In our second example, Mr. Doe is found guilty, but the case is continued for disposition. At the dispositional hearing, Mr. Doe is placed on probation and no further court dates are set. Therefore, final disposition occurred at the dispositional hearing. In our last example, Mr. Doe is found guilty, but the court holds the case open and sets a review hearing. At the review hearing, the court dismisses the entire case and no further court dates are set. Therefore, the final disposition occurred at the review hearing. Delinquency cases with children's services involvement follow the same rules. However, once the fee cap for the underlying charge has been reached, any fee applications submitted thereafter for subsequent review hearings, custody motions, etc., must be submitted with a motion for extraordinary fees. Delinquency cases with a bind-over motion may have two separate billable events. If the bind-over motion is dismissed and the case proceeds on the delinquency matter, each case proceeding shall be treated as two separate cases with two separate fee caps. Delinquency cases are billable prior to final disposition only if a warrant is issued, the juvenile is ordered to participate in a diversion program, the attorney is appointed date only, or the attorney withdraws from the case. If the case resumes, the original appointment continues, and a new fee cap does not apply. Additional billable events occur upon final disposition of the following motions: juvenile judicial release, expungement or sealing of records, sex offender reclassification, probation, parole, and/or court violations. When these motions are filed, a new appointment is required and a new fee cap does apply. When a billable event has occurred, you will need to access the fee application on the court's website and begin completing the form. Keep in mind, if representing a party on multiple case numbers, all case numbers must be included on one fee application, and the fee application must be filed on the highest, most recent case number. When completing the summary of charges section, enter the three most serious charges, beginning with the one of greatest severity, and the corresponding ORCs and degrees. These are not located in the drop-down menu and will not pre-populate. Appropriate dispositions include advice only if representing a client day only, dismissed, DYS commitment, pled to charge, pled to lesser, probation, etc. When billing a probation violation, select Probation Violation on Prior from the drop-down menu. You will then type the prior charge as well as the file date of the motion. Appropriate dispositions include affirmed, dismissed, motion denied, motion granted, or probation extended. All other billable motions, such as expungement of sealed records and juvenile judicial release, can be found in the drop-down menu. Appropriate dispositions include motion granted, motion denied, etc. This completes the third video of our series. For additional questions, please contact the appointed counsel office at 614-525-4036.